Hello, everyone, and of course, welcome. And today we're going to be talking about something I think a bit quite interesting. I recently got my new Labour Party member card, and with it, I got this booklet, which we'll be taking a look at in a moment. And of course, we got, I don't know if you can see it that well through here, Win 24. If you can see it, is it better if I do it like that? Or turn it away from it. There we go. But yeah, interestingly, so I'm going to give you sort of my marketing takeaway from this, as well as looking at it from a campaign perspective. Because I think it's a bit confusing, to be honest, but we'll get into that in a moment. I want to talk, before we get into this, about the prospects of a possible general election in 2024 next year. It generally looks like that's the territory we're heading into. That more than likely there could be a general election next year. Now, I did say this year there might be a general election, and I based that on what was going on politically at the time. And I went, look, I think there's 90% that I reaffirmed it. I said, right, I think there's maybe about a 60, 70% chance. And I went, right, well, that might be a 50. And then now I think at the moment we probably are sitting roughly maybe at a 30% chance maybe of that happening this year. It all depends if Rishi Sunak calls one. It would be honestly happen next year if there was to be a general election now at this point. But we'll see. And even we get Conservatives, as we responded to the AI conference, that the debacle that unleashed, you even had Conservatives saying, look, we've got an election, within the next 12 months, what on earth are you doing? So even they are sort of letting the ball slip that this is going to happen. And I think maybe it was by Pony Club members. I did tell you about, I got I think all Labour Party members got a letter saying, help us prepare for a campaign war chest around about that time. So nothing yet like that at the moment, asking for to build up donations to a campaign war chest. Instead, we get this. And of course, we get this. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So before we get more into that, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and an invitation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. And of course, as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help and support the channel that way. So before we get into the booklet, let's talk about this sticker. Because I'm not going to lie, that is confusing. Win 24. Now, bear in mind, I've already told you this has come from the Labour Party. I've told you this has come from them preparing for a general election in 24. But what does that mean? If you are coming into this new and you forget the information I've just told you, if I should have done this before I started, really, what does that actually mean? Just so you've got a bit of a better picture of it. That's what the sticker looks like. Just so you can see it, a bit of focus. But that's what the sticker is. That, to me, doesn't really represent anything. And if you just showed that and just said, do you know what Win 24 is? And maybe this is just the start of the campaign. Maybe it is yet to kick off. Maybe I am jumping the gun on this whole Win 24 campaign they've got going out. But honestly, if you were to just go out and you stuck that on your car or something like that, and someone saw that, be like, Win 24, what does it mean? I'm just saying that as a slogan, bit confusing. Maybe again, it's meant to be sort of Labour Party members only, but even then, you are encouraging. They are encouraging people, not only this, but in the letter as well. To stick this in your window, in your car, to show your support for this campaign. Now, let's get on to this. So this is the other thing that you would have received as well very recently, because we're all, I think, getting one now. So this is the booklet. Let's make history together. I don't know whether that was that best picture to go with for Keir Starmer. I mean, I've seen the conference one, and it looked like he was about to release some sort of epic solo album. But I'm not sold on that picture. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the baby that puts me off for this photo. It just doesn't seem like a really good photo. Just not one I would have gone with, to be honest. If you're sending this out and let's make history together, I think it needs to be a lot stronger photo. And I would have had maybe like a team photo of Starmer and certainly the key players who are going to be a part in the next general election. That's more what I would have gone the lines of. But yeah, not a good start, to be honest, of your first booklet. So what's the first one? So we've got this nice thing here, and I believe this is from Keir Starmer. So this is it. So welcome to our members guide about how Labour Party members can play a part in our general election campaign. It's never been a better time to be a member of the Labour Party. And with the next general election in sight, our Win24 campaign has officially kicked off. Win24 is about inspiring people in our local communities for a positive vision for our country's future. It will be a nationwide movement that will need every Labour member to play their part. There's a job for anyone in the Win24 campaign. Make sure you're part of it. So for me, now what this entire campaign is, they are trying to get people ready, and especially activists ready, I think, to be able to fight a general election potentially at any point next year. That's the message I'm getting from this, and certainly something I take away from this. So it's time for action. These past 12 months, we've seen 2 prime ministers and a revolving door of government ministers and a crashed economy. It might make for a good political theatre, but it is not good for our country. It doesn't help people being squeezed by everyday cost of living crisis. Again, good key point to focus on, certainly at the next general election. How are the Labour government going to help people of this cost of living crisis? Good to focus on. It doesn't harness the talent, skill, ambition of hardworking Brits, nor does it allow people to use or to seize the opportunities for the future. By contrast, Labour has shown the country that we are serious about government and we are ready to lead. From a windfall tax to lower energy bills to support people for soaring mortgages. For a workplace plan for our NHS, Labour has led the way for practical and fair solutions for working people. Many people are now crying out for change. It is evident in the fantastic results that we've seen across the country. As the public take another look at Labour, we've become the largest party of local government in England, and we won parliamentary by-elections and have made progress in Scotland under Answer's leadership as Scottish Labour. As leader of Labour Scotland, our government in Wales, along with Labour mayors and councils, show that they can make a positive difference that Labour makes. This doesn't happen without the hard work of you, our members. I want to thank every one of you who go above and beyond to get us here. We're heading in the right direction, but now is the time to step up another gear. We have less than 18 months. Again, good to point that out, until the next general election. So 18 months is, I think that's the January 2025 date. So that, as we've talked about before, that will be the last possible moment that Rishi Sunak could call a general election. I think that's right to point that out, and I think that's good. So this is what this really is. It's again a good call to action, reminding people, hey, there could be a general election between now and with the next 18 months. So you need to get ready. I think that's part of why this campaign. But again, still a weird sort of campaign. We've got a nice, of course, Labour merch shop. Again, get the merch sales in, feed the campaign coffers, etc. Then you've got, again, 2 people. Again, I think I kind of like this, talking about advice for new volunteers, because that's clearly what they're looking for. So this first one here, my advice to new volunteers is to link up with a seasoned campaigner to show you the ropes and join the team for social activities around campaigning. It's fun. Another one, someone else. My advice is just to get stuck in, even if it feels scary, because you're guaranteed to meet people who you consider friends for life. There's always someone on hand to show you what to do, no matter your background, skills, and experience. You can add tremendous value to the party. And then this is again someone's sort of blog story. Sally Lindsay. Just about her growing up, and again how sort of looking forward to sort of getting Labour out, and then again how you can get involved. So there's the speaking up. There's you can do like the physical stuff. So it's saying, hey, you can do on the doorstep. You can speak over the phone. There's the donate, get involved online. So I'm actually going to join that. The digital WhatsApp, because I'm interested to see what they're going to say on that. Talking about more sharing the Win24 thing. Reminding that you can vote by post and how you can do it. You've got to register by the end of October. That's good. Again, getting people prepared for a potential snap election. Again, other ways to get involved. They talk about, and then this is, I don't know, this to me seems to be a wrong, but I think it's just campaign funding. The Labour lottery. You can help while helping us win. Again, don't know about that, to be honest. Seems a little bit, but they think it works fine about it. And then, of course, the last one is they want people to sort of tell them their story, their Labour story. Okay, as a campaign leaflet, yeah, that's fine. I think there's a couple of missteps in it. I think that if your point is to get more people involved in the campaign, then I think that needs to be what it's more about. I think that's fine. The first page is of course fine. I'd have, instead of that being there, maybe that should have been at the back. Then you could have had more sort of Labour people's stories. Again, nice, good story from Sally there. And then, of course, tells you how to get involved. Overall, yeah, again, fine. Essentially, getting the foot soldiers ready. That's my takeaway from this. Overall, though, I would still say this campaign, this slogan, if you're sort of an outsider looking in and you know nothing about Win24 and you're just seeing that for the first time, you'd have no idea what that means. So for the general public, they're not really going to understand what Win24 means. But for Labour Party members, I would probably expect them to maybe know what that means now. But yeah, it's still a bit confusing, to be honest, that by itself, because again, what does that mean in context? Is it linked to sort of something else larger? It's just a bit confusing. Overall, I would say confusing about this, unless it's attached to something else. I don't know if that might have been a bit of a waste. Overall, though, the booklet, good. Again, I disagree with the front page. I think it should have been a more sort of team effort on that front. But overall, like it. Good call to action. Trying to get people active. Again, always agree with that. That's what you need to do. You need to get your people active. You need to get out there. You need to get involved. So yeah, no, like it, but a bit confusing, to be honest. Like I say, general public, what's Win24? Doesn't even really identify that it's a Labour sort of party sticker either. Probably could have done with something on that to identify it as that as well. But as always, let me know what you think down below about Win24. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you understand it? If you were to ignore the fact that you knew it was a Labour Party thing that I told you about at the beginning, what would you think if you first saw it? So, of course, as always, thank you very much for watching. And, of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.